Football means goals, and goals mean the magic of attackers. A look back at history shows that Brazil, the undisputed kings of world football, have time and again been carried to glory by their attacking stars. From Pelé to Ronaldo, Garrincha to Romário, and Zico to Ronaldinho, the names that made Brazil the greatest of all time have almost always been masters of attack. The hunger for goals, mesmerizing skills, and the ability to create breathtaking moments. Together, these are what set Brazil apart from the rest of the world. The big question is, will this tradition continue in the upcoming World Cup? Can a powerful attacking lineup once again deliver Brazil the long-awaited sixth title? The Hexa? That's exactly what today's discussion is about. Football is a simple game. At the end of the day, the team that scores more goals smiles last. That's why attackers are always the most talked about and valuable players in the football world. The media, the transfer market, and the fans all focus on them. And when the team is Brazil, that attention rises to a whole new level. Because for Brazil, football is not just a sport. It's culture, it's life itself. In Brazilian football, tactics and planning have always taken a back seat to individual brilliance. That's why every generation has produced unique talents capable of changing the course of a game single-handedly. Think of Pelé's magical goals, Garrincha's dribbles, Zico's pinpoint free kicks, Romário's predatory instincts, or Ronaldo's lethal finishing. These weren't just moments, they became history. And through them came one World Cup after another. That is why Brazil, with 5 titles, still sits at the top of world football. So whenever a new World Cup approaches, the question naturally arises. Can the new generation of attackers repeat the same history? Looking at the current Brazil squad, it's clear there's no shortage of attacking firepower. Coach Carlo Ancelotti has built a team capable of competing with the very best in the world. On the left wing is Vinícius Júnior, who has already made a habit of winning big matches for Real Madrid. On the right wing is Raphinha, whose pace and crossing are nightmares for defenders. And up front, in the number 9 role, is Pedro, a striker who consistently finds the net in the famous yellow shirt. But that's not all. Brazil's strength doesn't end with the starting 11. The bench is just as star-studded. Neymar's name continues to dominate the headlines, though it's still uncertain whether he will return. Yet one thing is clear. Even without Neymar, Brazil's attack won't be lacking. Take Luis Enrique, for example. The Zenit winger impressed everyone with his brilliant performances in the qualifiers. Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli is also in excellent form. On the right flank, too, the options are endless. Young talent Estevão is emerging rapidly, making a mark both for club and country. Then there are Savinho and Rodrigo, whose form adds even more depth to the attack. The number 9 position is no less competitive. João Pedro has been scoring regularly, with Matheus Cunha, Richarlison, Caio Jorge, and Leonardo all waiting as backups. And of course, another Pedro is already in the mix. Few teams in history have enjoyed such an array of attacking choices, but Brazil does. This versatile frontline is what makes Brazil so dangerous. Football has shown us many times that a single moment of individual brilliance can change the story of a match. And that's exactly where Brazil has the edge. The more stars you have, the greater the chance that someone will step up to become a hero. For their opponents, this is the biggest concern. The stardom of Vinícius and Raphinha, the form of Pedro and Estevão. Together, they form an attacking force that will be a terrifying challenge for any defense. Every move will carry the threat of a goal. Every attack the potential to break open the opposition's backline. History proves it. Brazil's World Cup triumphs have always been led by the attack. Just as Pelé, Romário, and Ronaldo once did, this time the responsibility falls on Vinícius and Raphinha. Look back at World Cup history. David Villa, Miroslav Klose, Kylian Mbappé, Lionel Messi, all led their nation's attacks on the road to glory. So the question remains, can Brazil's young attackers follow the same path? For the fans, the dream is crystal clear. They want the Hexa, the 6th World Cup. And to fulfill that dream, Brazil is relying on their attacking army. Every goal, every dribble, Every shot could be one step closer to that long-awaited trophy. That's why football-crazy Brazilians are waiting with hope. Will the old magic return? Will the world once again witness the colorful carnival of Brazil's attack? One thing is also clear. If Brazil wins, it will come from individual brilliance. Vinícius, Raphinha, Pedro, Estevão, any one of them could be the magician who changes the story in a moment. And the big question for rivals will be, who can stop Brazil? In the end, it's all a matter of time. Can the Samba Nation's frontline once again restore World Cup glory? Will the heirs of Pelé and Ronaldo lift the golden trophy again? The fans' belief is unwavering. If anyone can do it, it's Brazil's attackers. And that's why millions of football lovers across the globe now have their eyes fixed on the Samba magic. Perhaps this World Cup will be the one where a new generation writes history, and Brazil finally brings home the dream of the Hexa.